I might have to look for it, because this motherfucker ain't gonna work. He's thank you, baby. Let's go! Oh! That's a big ass turbo. What up, YouTube?
We were off track just a little bit.
Okay.
No, you're fine. Just keep going.
YouTube, what's up? Your boy Big Greek, your man Tyler behind the camera. We're back at the old Volvo. For you to test to see what's wrong with the vehicle.
Like trouble codes and stuff?
Trouble codes, exactly. You actually have to plug this in each one of these ports, and you hold this button down, and after you let up on it, it blinks a certain amount of times. So for example, you plug it in, let's say 3. We plug it in 3, and you hold the button, and it comes on. It's gonna go blink 1, then it's gonna pause, and then it could blink 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's gonna pause.
So it's essentially like Morse code.
It is just like Morse code, but you write down each blink you have, and that tells you possibly what's wrong with it. It's actually pretty efficient for the old technology. We figured out that we probably got some broken wires somewhere, or some really old sensors that's not working anymore. We decided, let's take it all apart and just do it all right. Intake manifolds coming off, throttle body's coming off, we getting dirty.
It's been an adventure with this car so far. We've learned a lot for sure. A lot of stuff's come apart, the fuel rail, this old throttle body here. Look at that. I mean, dude, it's so great.
It looks new.
I wonder if we take it out if it's gonna ruin it, but
yeah, it probably will. It's all good. Also, remember last time, guys, we were trying to get this started. We had a little issue. All of the wires that were coming out of the main battery terminal were all broken and cracked. So what I did is bought a distribution block, and I took every single one of those wires and bolted down and put clamps on them. So I just run one power wire to the battery to make a complete circuit. So at this point, the power side is good. Now, once we take everything apart, we check all the terminals and everything else, I'm gonna go through the grounds. And I'm gonna replace every ground that could possibly be bad and upgrade them with bigger wires. Right now, let's get this intake manifold off.
We're trying to take this bottom vacuum area off, whatever you'd like to call it, but it basically bolts to the bottom of the intake manifold. And there's 2 lines here that are actually preventing us from moving it because they don't flex, as that's either metal or aluminum that's holding it, and it's kind of putting us in a position where we're just kind of stuck without getting that off. And they've got this really weird style of bolts that hold it into the bottom, but once we get those off, we can actually take it out. As you can hear, the cicadas are already out, and that means it's getting dark. But regardless, we're going to try to take this out tonight, show you guys how the head looks, where the NOx sensors are, or the ping sensors, whatever you'd like to call them. Don't you have a smaller one than the chunky one?
I'm probably looking for it, to be truthful. I might have to look for it, because this motherfucker ain't gonna work.
You guys ever just start working on a Volvo and, you know, just start getting into it? You're like, yeah, it's gonna be a 15-minute job, 30-minute job. You get into it, and then it becomes a nightmare like this. So we're just trying to find tools, even though we have stuff basically almost organized. It's just finding the right tools for this car. It's like, oh, you need this one now. Oh, you need this one now. If you're an ex-Volvo technician, you probably know every single crevice and area for tools that you can use on this. But it's definitely an adventure. It's different than, you know, like I said, the other models like the P2s, and I don't know. I don't necessarily like the P1s by working on them. I love them as cars. They're amazing cars, but this is definitely different. I will say that.
Folks,
look at that, dude.
What?
Look how chunky it is for no
guys,
reason.
we had to take this off for the, what's this?
This is the EGR valve.
EGR valve, and then we had the dipstick bolted on as well underneath, but it was onto this one. That one?
Yeah.
I can't remember what was on this one.
Nothing was on that one.
Okay, and then all of these bolts, then the throttle body, that gasket was, look at it, come out to be factory. And then, all of this stuff, all these vacuum lines,
bro, dude.
they all had to come out. This, hey guys, this job was a pain in the you know what. But I will say, whew, we got it off. So we're gonna check some wires. We're gonna look at the NOx sensors right there since everything is available. We're going to check out the coolant temp switch. We're gonna make sure everything is right in this motor before we put it back together. So all this right here will be replaced. I'm curious right in here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanna see. See all this right now shit. Not good. That's a bad place for it to be.
Right there where the NOx sensors are.
Yeah.
This goes right to your... See,
look at the wires, bro. Look at the wires. Shine the wires in there.
Here, move that hose.
Do they look ate up at all?
I don't know. They don't really look that ate up. This is your sensor right here.
Yes, it should be 2 of them. Look at all this jazz in here. This shit's not supposed to be in here. But this is what happens when a car sits for so long, guys. And this is stuff you got to deal with, you know? Look at the wires down there. Look at that harness is open.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm really worried about wires being broken up. So we're going to do some testing on some things just to make sure that we get a proper voltage to everything. Alternator seems like it's doing its job pretty well. I just want to make sure that everything is, we had a knock sensor fault. So I just want to make sure that's on point. So I think we're going to call it quits tonight because we put a lot of work in. Meaning to cut it short, but whoo, it was a nightmare. But on that note, your boy Big Reek, your man Tyler behind that camera. And guess what? We whipped you. Get at us.